students, I welcome you all to Science Online Session. Today we are going to study chapter number 4, Sorting Materials into Groups, part 3. In previous session we have seen what classification is and why it is important to us. It is important to us to understand why sorting of materials or objects is needed. You must have seen in a library that the books are always arranged in different sections according to the subjects and classes, so that it becomes very easy to locate a particular book. Similarly, in a grocery shop, you will see that the biscuits are kept in one section, the fruits and the vegetables are kept in another section, your favorite drinks are placed in another section, and it becomes very easy to locate a particular item. Similarly, dividing these materials into groups makes it convenient to study their properties and also observe any pattern in these properties. So, before moving forward, it's very important to understand what are objects and what are materials and how they are different from one another. You have already studied in chapter number 1 that food is made up of one or more ingredients. In a similar manner, an object is made up of one or more materials. So basically what I want to say here is that an object is a thing that is made up of one or more material. If you look around, you will find yourself surrounded by a variety of objects. Your table, your chair, blackboard, chalk, pen, pencils, erasers, fans, AC, utensils, doors, your toys, your computers, laptops, your clothes, shoes, sofa, TV, fridge. All these are objects. I have already told you that an object could be made up of only one material or it could be made up of many materials. So let's take some example. Here we have a wooden chair that is made up of just one material, that is wood. On the other side we have a pencil that is made up of many materials like rubber, metal, wood and graphite. So now I believe that you have completely understood the difference between the object and materials. Here the pencil is an object and rubber, metal, wood, graphites are materials which are required to make this pencil. Now children, here an object is a thing that is made up of one or more material, and material is what an object is made up of. Now you need to understand two important things, that an object could be made up of large variety of materials. What I mean to say is that a table or a chair could be made up of wood or plastic or iron. Similarly, utensils could be made up of plastic or iron or aluminium or steel. Your clothes could be made up of cotton fabric or silk fabric or polyester or nylon. The other things you need to understand is that given material could be used to make a large variety of objects. For example, wood could be used to make chair, table, bed, door, plough, bullock cart or boat, etc. Next is similarly paper could be used to make books, calendars, newspapers, magazines, paperbacks, etc. Steel could be used to make vehicles and utensils. Glass could be used to make mirrors, beakers, test tubes, etc. Now we know that there are variety of materials and these materials are used to make different objects. But how do we decide that a particular material is suitable for making a particular type of object, students? Why is a window made up of glass? Why a cup is made up of a plastic or a clay and not of cloth material, children? Why a chair or a table is made up of wood or plastic and not with paper? And the answer is very simple. Based on the properties of materials, they are used for making different objects. For example, a tea or a coffee mug is always made with clay or plastic materials because its purpose is to hold the liquid. And if we try to make a coffee mug with cloth material, it will not be able to hold the liquid. Similarly, windows are always fixed with glass so that we can see outside even when they are closed. So now we know that based on the property of a particular material, it is used for making different objects. Now we will study the properties of materials. Different properties which we will study are appearance, hardness, solubility, whether the material floats or sinks in the liquid, and its transparency. But in today's session, we will see only 2 properties of materials, and the remaining properties we will study in the next coming sessions. So, first property we are going to study is appearance. Appearance is basically how material looks. Based on appearance, the materials are classified as shiny or non-shiny materials, or we can say lustrous material or non-lustrous material. Materials which shine or have luster are called lustrous materials. These are generally metals. For example, metals such as gold, silver, diamond, iron, copper, aluminium are very shiny. Whereas if we talk about wood or plastic, they are dull and non-shiny. Such materials which do not shine or not have luster are called non-lustrous materials. Examples of non-lustrous materials are wood, paper, stone, plastic, etc. All gases are non-metals and they do not have luster. Oxygen, carbon dioxide, nitrogen gas are non-metals. They are not having shine and luster. As I told you, metals have shine and luster and non-metals do not have shine and luster. But there are some exemptions here. Exemptions means there are some metals and non-metals that do not follow some properties. Certain non-metals have luster like iodine crystal and graphite. They have shine. As I told you, non-metals do not have luster, but here are some examples of non-metals like iodine crystal and graphite. They have shine and they are non-metals. These non-metals are examples which have luster and shine. Have you noticed that metals lose their shine with time? Why is it so? And how can they gain their luster? With time, most metals tend to lose their shine due to the action of air and moisture on them and give a dull appearance. Therefore, we cut a metal rod, then we will notice luster only on its freshly cut surface area. There are some methods to remove this dullness from the metals. First one is rubbing the surface of metals with sandpaper. This helps to remove the dullness or coating which was created due to the action of air and moisture. And the second method is to gain the luster is repolishing them. The dullness in the silver and gold ornament or jewelries can be removed by getting them repolished. Have you seen what your mother is doing to remove the dullness of jewelry which are made from gold and silver? She gives that jewelry to the goldsmith for repolishing, or sometimes she is using some home remedies to remove this dullness. Now we will move on to the next property of materials, that is hardness. Based on hardness of materials, the materials are classified as hard or soft materials. Materials which are difficult to compress or scratch are called hard materials. Or we can say that the materials which do not change their shape, which do not allow anything to go into it or scratch over it, and which do not break easily are known as hard materials. For example, iron, wood, stone and glasses are the examples of hard materials, whereas the materials that can be compressed or scratched easily are known as soft materials. Examples of soft materials are sponge, cotton, and or in other way we can say that materials which can change its shape, allow scratching over it, and which can break easily are known as soft materials. And examples of the soft materials are cotton, sponge, rubber, etc. Now children, you will understand why a chair is made up of wood or plastic, not with paper, because its purpose is to sustain the load of a person who is sitting on it. And similarly, your pillows, your beds, your bed sheets and your mattresses are made up of soft cotton materials to give you comfort. So children, I am ending today's session over here, and the remaining properties of materials we will be seeing this in the next coming videos. Till then, goodbye children.